Worth as basketball underway. As the Frogs draped in purple here today, the Knights armored in white. As Olivia Miles whips it into the corner. Here's the triple launch. That from Hunter, no good. Quick rebound and now on the push. Here comes Summer Yancey down the boulevard. Yancey misfiring on the lay-in. Knights are going to swoop it. Get a second effort. 3-ball lifted. That was from Leah Harmon, no good. As I mentioned, Ben, one of the top scoring teams in the Big 12 is averaging 81.5 points per game, that being TCU.
Olivia Miles is the catalyst behind it all. What an honor it is to cover and see her play today. She is a great passer. We're going to see if she's able to show off some of those good looks that she's able to pull off each and every night.
Misfire by Silva, now UCF here on the offensive end. Catching fire from the hands of Nagodu. And one and done for the Knights. He's trekking up floor, Olivia Miles. Her first year in Fort Worth for Coach Campbell. She'll dial it downstairs, and it comes to Suarez. And scoring on the board, Marta Suarez. And with that assist by Olivia Miles, she has now made herself into an extremely distinct club, as that is assist number 800 in her illustrious career.
If you want to see pure talent on display, look no further than Olivia Miles, but Marta Suarez is a big reason why those assist numbers are high this year.
And so now looking to take the defense to offense as catching fire, 3-ball Bigby. And that'll be cleared off here by Chandler Roberts. Should be noted here today for TCU, no Maddie Shear. As Chandler Roberts stepping from downtown and hitting the 3. As the post player for the Knights connects here from downtown, just her 3rd triple of the season. UCF here with their first advantage of the game.
If the Knights want to stay in this one, those are the types of shots that they're going to have to hit. Mahogany Chandler Roberts stepping up and knocking down a big one. Good sign for the Knights.
Triple on its way. Suarez in and out. And skying was Summer Yancey, and UCF quickly in transition. On the push-up floor. Here's Gracie off the dribble. Jumps off, and then the rebound comes down to Suarez.
If you're UCF, you like the pace that you're playing at, though, right now. You've been able to limit TCU to one shot, get out and get good looks. Gonna have to keep that up.
Olivia Miles scooping her way to the 10. And getting the score is Olivia Miles, the grad product from New Jersey. And speaking of New Jersey, TCU on Monday night, it was the Coretta Scott King Classic. It was a top 15 matchup against Ohio State. As Chandler Roberts down on the baseline, she's going to get bumped, and that's going to be a whistle here against Suarez, as our officiating crew here today, Melissa Barlow, Tiara Cruz, along with Esther Sue. As the last time Yancey in this building, she would light things up. 25 points in the victory over Colorado, but now the thievery here for TCU.
Great rotation on that backside by Marta Suarez, reading it, anticipating it, and getting the steal. And this is when the Horned Frogs are at their best.
And now the quick reset here for Olivia Miles. That left-hand dribble, sashaying, and she angles a pass nearly into the hands of former all-conference guard in the SEC, that being Satia Messer, over on the sideline. As year number 4 for her in Orlando. It was a homecoming for her last time out, as the Knights out on the road in Waco. UCF would fall to the Baylor Bears, where she was a longtime assistant coach, would win a national title under Kim Mulkey. And the high post pass going to get taken away. It's Miles, a 2-on-1. As Miles around the back, drops it off to Hunter. And there's Summer Yancey to come over. Nothing easy, the foul.
You see her, a New Jersey just standard. In the open court, she just loves to get creative, and that is why she is worth the price of admission. She comes in and she looks to put on a show, but what makes her so special is that she doesn't just put on a show, she makes winning basketball plays.
Coach Campbell going to go to his bench. You see Olivia Miles. One of the top players in all of collegiate basketball, as I mentioned, reaching 800 assists in her career. As you see the scoring average, the assists, she has had 4 triple-doubles here thus far on the season. And the Horned Frogs now with a 1-possession lead. As TCU 4-0 all-time here against the Knights. These two teams would square off a year ago here in Orlando, and it would be a healthy victory for the Horned Frogs. As now Leah Harmon's step back triple on its way, launched. Chandler Roberts' retrieval goes back up with it and off the glass here for Mahogany Chandler Roberts, who has all 5 of UCF's points.
Has come in this game ready to play. Knocked down an open jump shot from the three-point line, which is not normally what she does. Hitting the glass against the bigger TCU Horned Frogs. She's really bringing some energy.
And on the baseline stepping out is Olivia Miles. And so the miscue here for the talented senior guard for Mark Campbell, who will go to his bench once again. Suarez will come out. And on the floor is Clara Bielefeld. He's going to get some healthy minutes here today because no Maddie Shear, who is unavailable due to injury here for these Horned Frogs. And so now UCF going to look to take the lead here on the possession. As midway through this first quarter, here's Leah Harmon angling inside, and Harmon able to flip it up and in as she was defended by Olivia Miles.
Leah Harmon making a big-time play. We're seeing the adjustment they've made over the last 2 games. The teams have been able to take Leah Harmon, the leading scorer for the Knights, out of the offense, but now she's coming off the ball, playing without it, and being effective.
Here is Chandler Roberts able to get the steal from midcourt and then able to fly down the floor, and the Knights now with a 2-possession advantage. Here's Sheffy getting into the paint. Sheffy's shot gonna hang on the iron and drop off. And again, back into transition here. As Leah Harmon getting into the paint, cut off. As now UCF quickly with the reset. The Knights on a 6-0 run here over the course of the past 70 seconds.
They're giving the Horned Frogs a little taste of their own medicine, right? Playing great defense and turning it into offense.
Kayala Nagodu challenged as Silva with the block shot. And now a 4-on-5. Into the corner, here's Bielefeld as she is able to hit the triple right in front of that Knight bench.
If you want to know why Olivia Miles has so many assists, it's because she has so many shooters around her. Great driving kick there. Good possession for the Horned Frogs.
TCU averaging nearly 20 assists per basketball game. There's now Summer Yancey trying the left side. As Yancey, the step through, a little too strong. Gets volleyed out. There again with the block shot is Silva. As rim protection there for the Portuguese, or the Portugal native.
TCU averages 6 blocks a game. People wonder why. It's because they bring a ton of size. Clara Silva coming in at 6'7" and just using that length to disrupt these shots.
Southpaw shot, that from Sheffy. Jumps out, offensive rebound, play on Frogs. Olivia Miles calling out for the screen, splitting defenders, gets into the paint. Now Miles gonna look to create. She'll take the shot as the 3 back of the iron. As TCU just 3 for their first 10 from the field.
Great job by the Knights as well. They're playing great defense, but finishing off these possessions with rebounds.
Bracy, one hand. Silva with the clearance. Now Olivia Miles at the controls. Miles with the left hand, dropping it inside. It's going to get taken away. Another steal by the Knights. There's Chandler Roberts. She'll wait for the cavalry. Here's Yancey, top the bubble. It's the heel of the iron, and there is Silva for the rebound.
The Knights have gotten good looks. Those are some of the shots they're going to have to make if they want to pull off the upset.
A sub 2 minutes here, opening quarter. Inside it goes, Silva kicks to the corner, Sheffy, her triple is up and it is in. As Veronica Sheffy able to strike from downtown, her 10th triple here of the season. And the Horned Frogs back out in front.
The shooters everywhere. UCF actually did a really good job rotating, helping out in the post, but there's not one player out here on the court for TCU that cannot be in trouble. defense to offense. Why they are such a good team with such high aspirations in March is because they can do what they just did there. Get steals, get rebounds, and shoot open three-point shots.
Here's an open shot by Nagodu. And one and done as the rebound quickly, Taylor Bigby. And now TCU looking for more as threading the needle up the floor as Miles. Free up Leah Harmon.
Yeah, a little elevator action. Was trying to make contact, but wasn't able to close the doors quick enough.
Knights without points, 4+ minutes. Now about a 4-second differential here on the shot and game clock here as we wind down quarter number 1. As Hunter kickball pass over Jacoria Bracey. It'll be side out now here for TCU. And it's 12.5 ticks. As in it comes, now here to Hunter. Hunter gets caught, now throws to Sheffy. Sheffy driving, Sheffy is gonna have it knocked out of her hands as there is Crystal Eisen there with the defense, and falling to the deck is Veronica Sheffy. And she's gonna take her time now here.
Great play by Crystal Eisen. All ball on that play. It's always a tough situation when you get in those moments to not foul, but great play by her.
Shaking off the cobwebs. Here's Sheffy, and now here bucket side right. It's going to be Donovan Hunter. Just over 2 seconds remaining. As here is Suarez. Can she beat the clock? Yes, she can. As Mark holding opponents to just 32% on the season. And Mark Campbell's Horned Frogs. And giving it up is Harmon. As an unforced error for the Knights. And now Hunter going to try to take advantage here for the Frogs. As TCU shooting nearly 50% on the game as the roll action, and Kennedy Basham, who's recently checked in, able to get the easy score down low. And the run continues on now here for TCU.
Kennedy Basham, another 6'7" center that they have on this roster that comes in with a ton of skill and length.
As across this entire roster for Mark Campbell, as Savannah Scott's shot is way short. It's just such a cerebral basketball team. They are highly skilled as TCU. Is what a world of difference Mark Campbell has made in Fort Worth as year number 3. Was the Big 12 Coach of the Year a season ago. A Bellingham, Washington native. Come over from Sacramento State, where he was at for a couple of years. He was a longtime assistant coach at Oregon. He's now got TCU here in that national title hope picture.
He's turned TCU into the barometer for one of the better teams in the Big 12. If you want to know if your team can compete with the best teams in the country, look no further than TCU.
Donovan Hunter downtown, and another TCU triple. That is number 4 thus far here on the game. A team that averages nearly 10 of them on the season.
What you got to love about Mark Campbell's teams is that they play so together and they share the ball. It is really, just as a basketball purist, fun to watch.
Skip pass into the game for the first time, Samari Bankhead. Her mid-range shot too strong. Here's Nagodu falling away as the post player for the Knights unable to get this one to drop. And then a tie-up here as Summer Yancey found herself grab that offensive rebound. Arrow in favor of the ladies here from Fort Worth.
The Knights have brought the effort, right? They lack in size, but they've gotten a few offensive rebounds and are being extremely physical with the Horned Frogs. Just haven't been able to convert.
And now Olivia Miles here back into the game as pedal to the metal, left-handed scoop shot as she beelines past a wave of Knight defenders.
Is there anything she can't do? Lefty, righty, jump shot. It's always on full display with her. It's why it's such a pleasure to watch her play.
3-level scores. She can rebound the basketball. As the distributor that she is, and right on cue, the thievery. As Olivia Miles able to knock the ball out of the hands of Nagodu. And a no-look pass now into the corner. On the drive, Hunter. She gets into the lane, leaves it short, however. And Summer Yancey now will walk it to work for the Knights, who are just 4 of 20 right now from the floor.
The Knights need a good offensive possession. They've been close, been able to get the glass, but that's exactly who I think they should go to. Kyala Nagodu really needs to get it going.
There's the inside, outside. Now Chandler Roberts, who's got 7 points here for UCF. Shot clock at 3. There's an errant shot that lifted from Yancey. The difficulties continuing now here for the Knight offense. There's Olivia Miles behind the back. Miles going to try that left hand again, and she puts the English up off the window and is able to sneak it home.
Shaking her head as she knows what we all saw, and we're all saying it. You are nice, Olivia Miles. Great bucket.
Tough angle, Olivia Miles. Now stepping into a 3. Here's Kiana Cox, missing badly. Offensive board, Chandler Roberts as Bankhead shot. That jumps out. And now, so Basham will take a seat there on Mark Campbell's bench. And now the Knights here in the half court offensively. They've been outscored 9-0 here to begin this second quarter.
The offense has become stagnant. Leah Harmon's been sitting for an extended period, and they've had trouble getting good looks.
Down it comes to Nagodu. Working, Nagodu is able to get it up and past Marta Suarez. As muscling up is Nagodu.
As the second leading scorer on this team, this is her time. They're going to need her to step up a little bit in that scoring absence while Leah Harmon's on the bench.
Was that the first field goal for Nagodu, as right idea by Olivia Miles just couldn't connect with Silva.
And this is what I'm talking about. She's able to match the physicality of the Horned Frogs, was able to turn and go through contact and finish. They're going to need a lot more of that if they want to finish this half out strong.
So now UCF will look to make it back-to-back scores. Yancey throws now over to Cox. They're going to try to dial it down into Savannah Scott, able to do so. Trying to up and under. As Silva holding her ground. It was too strong for Scott.
Great defense by Clara Silva there, walling up, making her shoot over top. Tough shot to make.
Now on the drive, that's Sheffy, kicks it out. Bigby, catch, fire, splash. As Taylor Bigby, the senior from Las Vegas, hits her second from downtown.
Just a beautiful possession by TCU there. You had 2 paint touches, which is where you start the ball from the wing and the guard's able to drive into the basket and kick it out. Ends up with an open 3, which is what you normally get.
Unforced error here by Kyla Nagodu. The quick turnover by the Knights gives it right back now here to TCU. As UCF right now in the midst of 3 consecutive games against top 25 opponents. As last time out against Baylor, here today against TCU. They get Iowa State on Wednesday. The 3 ball by Suarez, no. Rebound here by UCF. And trying to navigate in transition. TCU doing a good job getting back defensively. Savannah Scott walled up. Here is Ison across the lane. And now sub 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nagodu puts it on the deck. Gets cut off. Again, that TCU defense stifling. Here's a Cox 3 right in the mug of Olivia Miles.
Great shot by Kiana Cox. But just a great possession if you're TCU. I mean, it drove it all the way down. It took a little bit of a tough 3. I know for TCU, they're willing to live with that shot.
And nothing coming easy for the Knight offense. As the turnaround shot by Silva, the defense by Scott, as altering the shot.
You see it here. Olivia Miles with her hands up. Great contest, just a better shot. A contested shot.
Kiana Cox. As again, that shot clock winding down, errant pass. Misfire, here comes Hunter. She'll give it up to Bigby. Bigby running, and the left hand is up, and it is good. As transition here for the Horned Frogs, and Satia Messer calls the 32nd timeout. As running, finding the open woman, as that's the easy score for Taylor Bigby. Let's get ready for an exclusive look inside the launch of the 2026 Big 12 softball season. As join host Spencer Linton alongside two of the game's premier voices as Olympic legend Kat Osterman and Oklahoma State great Rachel Becker for Big 12 Softball Media Days, Wednesday and Thursday, January 28th and 29th, as coverage runs live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on ESPN Plus, is delivering access insight. Here's Ison, curling, Ison's three. Gonna get tracked down, and there is Silva for the rebound.
Not a bad look. They've gotten decent looks when they're able to execute their offense and get good spacing. They just got to find a way to knock some of these shots down.
And TCU makes you work for the shot, and then they will give you, Ben, usually only one opportunity. Triple team comes. Here comes Hunter's shot. Heel of the iron. Loose ball on the deck. It's going to come down to the go-to.
If you're UCF on the offensive end, they got to prevent situations where you're just seeing the ball stick. When you're playing a great defensive team, it's easy to defend when the ball is not moving.
Misfire by Ison. Rebound comes down to Olivia Miles. There's under 2 minutes to play here for the league champs from a season ago. As the draw into the corner, the shot by Bielefeld is no good. It'll be last touched, however, here by a Knight. And Leah Harmon will come back out on the floor now for Satia Messer. As the top 10 scorer in the Big 12. She's been held to just 2 points thus far on 1 of 5 shooting. There's that elite defense of TCU. As Harmon, the past 2 games, has struggled for the Knights, but that's because teams really keen on her, trapping her when she gets the basketball.
She started the conference, killing like she did in the non-conference, right? She was averaging about 22 points over those first 5 or 6 games, but there's been some adjustments by the league and every team that she's faced, rightfully so. Now she's going to have to adjust to the...
As another one from the former 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Nevada, who's getting extended minutes here today with no Maddie Shear for TCU.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure. Getting the opportunity and taking full advantage is what you have to do in this game of basketball. You see it here. Getting rebounds, eyes up, hands ready. Knocked down a big-time transition 3-point shot from Taylor Bigby. That's how you get extended minutes.
Bigby with 11 points here to lead the way for the Frogs.
Being ready when your number is called. That's exactly what she's doing today.
So now the Knights, who have had struggles here offensively on a 3-minute drought, Leah Harmon trying to close that out, unable, however. Now Miles driving. Miles going to lose the basketball, but it's going to be a reach-in here against Jacoria Bracey.
With Olivia Miles, she's able to put so much pressure on defenses, whether it be on the dribble or on the pass, that it's just really hard to defend. All eyes have to be on her, especially in transition.
Olivia Miles, her first free throws now here of the afternoon, an 85% free throw shooter. Comes off a game in which she would score 24 points, would have 11 rebounds, 7 assists. She would not come off the floor for Mark Campbell. However, TCU unable to get the victory on Monday against Ohio State.
What was interesting about her free throw attempts last game was, at her size and all the size that TCU brings, she was the only one that actually ended up attempting free throws that game, which is extremely interesting.
Here's the sophomore for the Knights, Harmon. There's the high, the extended high, trying to find low downstairs. Said it's going to be a whistle here against TCU, Taylor Bigby. Going to make that Bielefeld. Substitution Mark Campbell here with 16 seconds remaining. Out will come Miles, in will come Veronica Sheffy. Miles sits with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Shot clock is off, final 10 ticks. Bracy with the orange. Bracy angling, Bracy pulling up, and Bracy is hitting. As Jacoria Bracy, before the half, is able to get the score for the Knights. But the story here in the first 20 minutes of basketball, that TCU defense is limiting UCF to just 23% shooting from the floor. And they'll go into the locker rooms possessing the 21-point advantage. There's halftime festivities coming up here from Orlando, as it's a Big 12 Saturday afternoon.
Go to the WNBA that have been coached by Coach Mark Campbell.
Earlier today, she would get her 800th assist to join those 4 other ladies. There's Nisa Johnson, Samantha Logic, Sabrina Ionescu, along with Caitlin Clark. And now Coach Campbell can say 2 of those 5 ladies he has coached during his coaching career, as Leah Harmon unable to connect on the mid-range. And now TCU, their first touch here of this second half, as they would shoot 50% from the floor through those first 2 quarters of play. Is a solid bounce-back effort for them thus far after the loss against top 15 Ohio State on Monday. How about the pass by Silva? Downstairs, easy score for Donovan Hunter.
I'm sure they can count on one hand how many times a Silva to Hunter assist has happened, but that just shows you the unselfish nature of every single player that plays for Mark Campbell.
As that is assist number 12 here for the Horned Frogs. As Nagodu's pass into the corner, now here is Summer Yancey. Gives it back to Nagodu. Her mid-range shot, too strong. And again, one and done here for this Knight offense, as that TCU at length continually has been a thorn, as here is Bigby, who had 3 triples in the first half, can't connect with the triple. There's now 1 woman to beat. Here's Summer Yancey, spin cycle, gonna draw the foul. As Summer Yancey, after getting the solid outlet pass from Jacoria Bracy.
A little bit of taste of their own medicine, right? Get a good stop, push it ahead, take advantage of the numbers in transition. Great play by Summer Yancey, staying on balance and being able to draw that contact and get to the free throw line.
Unbeatable a year ago inside of the Big 12 were these Horned Frogs. It was 34-4. They were 16-2 in league play. They didn't lose at home a season ago, as they've been extremely solid once again here in 25-26.
But you can see it.
Summer
right?
Yancey, yeah.
You could see it, right, with the culture that he's built here at TCU. They're used to sustained success, so even having a tough road loss against an Ohio State team, they come in this game with an extra level of focus just to make sure their standards are still being followed.
Miles with the quick reset now, as 8 seconds here on the shot clock. She'll zing a pass into the corner. As here is Bigby driving. Bigby's shot is blocked, as that was in the hands of Summer Yancey. Now UCF going to try to take advantage. As Chandler Roberts would have 7 points in that first half. She'll kick it out, and now Satia Messer wants a quick reset, as sashaying her way over on that right-hand side. Here's Leah Harmon. Scored just 2 points in the first half. As into the paint she gets, and Leah Harmon is able to connect with the jumper.
She's somebody that they really want and need to see get it going, not for just this game, just to see how she can break out of the little slump that she's been in.
Catch, fire, the 3 ball missing. That was Suarez. Here is Miles. She'll try a triple. And there's Nagodu to haul down the rebound. As TCU has connected on 6 threes already in the game. Here is Harmon across the paint. Are you kidding me? As the scoop shot with the left hand is now coming alive. Here's Leah Harmon.
She may have found a way to get to that basket and found a little bit of timing on being able to attack those bigs.
Hunter, she'll tee up a triple. Now the long rebound's going to come down to Bracy. And running the floor, Chandler Roberts.
Great catch.
Here's Nagodu. Nagodu all the way to the rack. And the score up and in here for UCF, Kyle Ngodu.
Great.
The Knights have come alive here to start this third quarter.
Yes,
Now a
they
steal.
have.
As it's Leah Harmon driving. Leah Harmon flipping it up. Can't get it to go, and then it's going to get last touch by a Knight.
The Knights showing a little burst of energy, right? When you think they're just down and out, they're showing a little life here, playing good defense, getting much better shots on the offensive end. Let's see if they can sustain it and climb back into this game.
6-0 Knight run here after the 21-point advantage at the half for the Horned Frogs. 3 ball. That from Sheffy, and now the rebound comes down to Yancey. There's nearly 4 minutes of basketball here into this third quarter. There's TCU trying to stay atop those league standings. As Baylor a game out in front of them. As the flip shot there by Leah Harmon. She's calling for a foul, not going to get it. We play on. And now Miles looking off a player, looking off a teammate, gives it to Hunter. And her three-point shot is going to jump off to the wayside. And we're going to get a whistle away from the ball. It's going to go against a Knight. It'll be against Summer Yancey.
TCU hitting a little bit of a drought, right? When you're a team that shoots the ball well, sometimes these ebbs and flows do happen. They've been getting good looks, but just haven't been able to knock them down. If I'm UCF, I'm going to try to ratchet up the pressure and continue to rebound and end these possessions with rebounds and try to run.
Olivia Miles hanging and getting as Miles, off 1 foot, falling backwards, is able to get the jumper to fall.
When she is on your team, when Olivia Miles is on your team, there's only so long scoring droughts will last.
Double figures now in every game this season for Olivia Miles. Is now with 10 points for the Frogs. Chandler Roberts to the 10 as Chandler Roberts emphatically is able to get the score.
Gave a little and one screen.
Certainly
what a
did.
tough bucket. She has brought a ton of energy today.
Nice touch pass from Basham. Trying the high and low. There's now TCU, the skip pass. And it comes, Bielefeld in the short corner. Can't get it to fall, volleying out. TCU, they play on, and now Hunter, all the way down the boulevard, is able to get the easy lay-in.
The Knights have done a good job rebounding out of the zone, but it is a tough thing to do. Showing a little chinks in the armor there, see if they can clean that up, because it was a great all-around defensive possession on that one.
The Horned Frogs +9 on the glass here this afternoon. Now Harmon gonna have to try to break down the defense. Gives it down into Ngodu. Ngodu 1 second. Ngodu falling away. Count the bucket as Ngodu takes the contact and then the soft touch. So now one of the leaders here for the Knights, Kayala Ngodu, is a 67% free throw shooter, misfiring, unable to connect on the old-fashioned three-point play. And now TCU here on the offensive end. As prior to coming to Orlando, they had played 4 games in the span of 8 days. What a gauntlet it was for Mark Campbell's ladies.
And all over the country, right? Like they went
having to go
west.
to East Coast, coming back then to Fort Worth, coming back out east, and once again coming back out east here after the 4-day absence. As Basham getting fouled as she was able to catch it down in the paint.
It doesn't seem like the travels affected them too much.
Getting those dubs outside the Ohio State loss, which was a near misfire win. As 18-2 on the season are the Horned Frogs. As the senior misfiring is first year in Fort Worth for Kennedy Basham. Last year at Arizona State, was one of the top shot blockers in the nation. Ben, we talk so much about the three-point prowess of TCU. This is block university as well. Over the course of the past 3 seasons, 495 of them. That's the 3rd most block shots in the country.
Kennedy Basham, Clara Silva bring a ton of length, but what you're seeing is they do a great job of contesting without fouling. They put their length, they wall up, they physical. Shout out to the Horned Frogs. I mean, they are block U, and it is showing each and every game.
Saw it right there from Basham contesting the Attempted shot by Kyle and Nagodu. And now Miles. What does she have in her bag of tricks? Instead's gonna lose it out of bounds. Always got eyes in the back of her head. So she was gonna try to peer down into Basham. Instead, loses the orange out of bounds. Yeah.
She is having a game. She is rising to the occasion. Before this game, her name was mentioned by Coach Messer as somebody that needed to step up, and she is doing just that.
Here's going to be an open look. Bielefeld airballing it. Basham with the offensive rebound. Didn't hit any iron. As down inside, as clearing out space is Marta Suarez. Is able to get the lay-in up and in as the senior from Oviedo, Spain.
She doesn't get talked about enough, in my personal opinion. She can do it all as well. It's just she does it with her smarts and size.
On the defensive end is going to draw the foul, however, as there was again Chandler Roberts, who's playing with a little bit of confidence now here in this third quarter. Coach Campbell and Messer both go to their bench. Miles and Basham will take a seat.
The Martha Suarez, Mahogany Chandler Roberts matchup is turning out to be a doozy.
And Chandler Roberts, Ben, this on the heels of her scoreless in the loss against Baylor. In 25 minutes of work, nice bounce back effort here for the sophomore from Portland, Oregon. And connecting on the free throw. 16-point advantage here for the Horned Frogs. The Knights have outscored TCU 14-9 here in this third stanza. And now Sheffy down on the baseline. There's a three ball lifted from Suarez. And a rebound by Nagodu.
TCU's really having trouble behind the arc. That zone that UCF has thrown at them has really thrown off their tempo and pace. They're really struggling to get that part of their game going.
Chandler Roberts stepping out. And the rebound's going to come down to Bielefeld.
Was that a heat check? Can we call that a heat check?
You got to at that point. The question is, Chandler Roberts and solid offensively here. That's been the bright spot for the Knights, in which they've scored just 30 points. As the steal here by UCF going to try to now turn it into points. Horned Frogs do a good job, however, jumping back defensively. Going to feed Chandler Roberts again. So now toss out. Bracey will hit as Jacoria Bracey. Little mid-range jumper, taking what the defense had given her. And now Sheffy. She'll give to Suarez. Now the three by Hunter. Too strong. Silva offensive rebound and puts it right back up and in. Marta Suarez.
Great seal on the backside. Great finish.
Here is Harmon. What is a snowy Boulder, Colorado right now. And speaking of, it's going to be snowy and icy all over the country here. Coming hours and into Sunday as well as all week next week.
Except for Florida.
Except for Florida, where it's 75 degrees and sunny currently. As the no-look pass down inside, Miles the connection to Suarez as moneymaker.
Some people call that a pass. Some people call that an assist. I call that a dime. That is a great look by Olivia Miles.
That one-handed wing pass, she's ever so dangerous with it. Here's Ison getting to the free throw line. Too strong, however. And TCU checks it up now into the front court. Here's Miles, step back triple on its way. Heel of the iron. She's struggled with the three the past couple games for TCU. Ison, money ball. As in the corner is Crystal Ison. Hunter quickly the other way. UCF sleeping. TCU taking advantage.
Everybody in the arena was excited for Crystal Ison knocking down an open shot, but when you're playing great basketball teams like you are with the TCU Horned Frogs, they come right back at you.
Hunter now in double figures, one of three TCU Horned Frogs here on the afternoon. Ison again going to work. Ison, and there'll be a foul levied in the box.
You see Ison, hands ready, shot ready, on balance, holds the follow through, knocks it down. Everybody was excited about it, but then there was some miscommunication. Leah Harmon not stepping over to help, gives up an easy basket.
And speaking of, here for UCF, it's going to be Kayala Ngodu getting called with the offensive foul. He's trying to clear out space there on the inbound. Gives it right back now here to TCU.
The zone helped last quarter, so they're going to go back into the zone to see if they can keep the Frogs off balance.
Here's Silva laying it up as it trickled off the iron. He's more to make that Laura Silva. 2 minutes here into this fourth quarter. Ngodu trying to body work Suarez. Still with it, goes up, and the whistle is going to get called there against Marta Suarez.
Just got caught in a bad position. Great job by her holding her ground. When she stepped forward, gave a little hip. Good move by Kayala Ngodu. Get her off balance with that little pump fake.
You see Coach Campbell over at midcourt right now trying to plead the case for Suarez there, defending Ngodu, trying to plead it there to Melissa Barlow. In the meantime, Kayala Ngodu here to the free throw line for UCF. She's been really a double-double machine here for the Knights. 3 of the last 4 games. Has been able to get double figures, points, and rebounds, and able to connect on free throws. And thus far here, Ben, through the second half, UCF, who were trailing by 21 points, they won that third quarter, trying to do it again here in the fourth and chip down on that double-figure lead here of TCU.
And this is the side of the basketball that has improved most, right? Like they've been able to force TCU in these tough threes that they just haven't been able to knock down.
That was from the hands of Bigby, who hit 3 triples in the first half. Leah Harmon comes around the curl, or comes around the screen, now gets into the paint. Her shot's going to get rejected. As that was Silva. There's a lot of length and body there by TCU as the runner on the baseline. That's up and good for Donovan Hunter.
For Leah Harmon getting to the basket, she's going to have to do it. It's going to have to be timed correctly because the length of TCU, she's not going to be able to just go straight through it. On that last possession, the length got to her, and then they gave up a layup on the defensive end. So
quick pass, high, low, unable to get is Chandler Roberts. Knights with the offensive rebound, Bracey. And Silva there for the rebound is now here, Ben. TCU can look to get it up into the half court, take their time, work for a good shot.
And that's exactly what they're going to do, go inside. I think to close this game out, they're going to look to take advantage of their size.
Silva working, just feeling Ngodu on her backside, spun off her, and gets Saturday afternoon. Did you see that pug? Is that a pug? Is that a bulldog? I think it was a Frenchie.
Looked like a friend to me. Looked like a friend.
Down inside, challenge. That was Chandler Roberts. Silva there with the impact. Loose ball on the deck, and we'll have a tie-up. There's nothing coming easy when you've got the 6'7" Clara Silva down there plugging up the lane. There's the Frenchie there.
Looking like enjoying the game.
There's Frog power, Frenchie power as well, apparently. Out of the timeout. Here's Summer Yancey. She'll try a 3. It'll lip out. Chandler Roberts able to get the offensive rebound and stick it up and in as Mahogany Chandler Roberts with a career high here on the afternoon is now with 15 points for UCF.
Her energy, her effort today has been one to watch. Hopefully this is the type of game that you can build on and almost carry you through the rest of the season.
Hunter feeding down inside. Silva, she'll toss out. Open look. Olivia Miles finally able to connect from distance. It was her first triple here of the afternoon, and at the 7th for the Horned Frogs. in a 20-point affair.
When she's doing that, she's one of the best players in the country, hands down. When she's able to really consistently knock down three-point shots, I don't know if there's anybody in this country that can guard her.
Easy pass, Savannah Scott down to Chandler Roberts. As we're underneath 5 minutes to go, as TCU, they will stay here this afternoon into tomorrow as the three ball lifted, missing. That was Suarez. And now the lead pass up ahead from Harmon to Bracey, and the touchdown pass connection in the end zone.
Great pass, on time and on target, right? The Knights still competing. This game is not over, but I think TCU is going to look to try to close this out with a heavy dose of paint touches.
As Suarez was trying to find Bigby, she slashed into the opposite side of the corner. As driving in, that was Harmon. Bigby says, nothing coming easy. And that's going to lead us to a timeout on the floor where it's been mentioned, Knights still competing. As the outlet pass up ahead, Harmon to Bracey. The connection delivered.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Oh, sorry. Hi. Homes.com has a better way to see if your furniture fits with Matterport 3D tours.
That's better.
Yeah, Homes.com, the place to find a place.
Sophomore for the Knights, Mahogany Chandler Roberts, who has scored 10 points of her 17 alone here in this second half.
Yeah, just pure energy and effort, and just looking very comfortable, playing strong, playing aggressive. Mahogany Chandler Roberts having a day against one of the toughest teams to play against in the Big 12 and the biggest.
And one of the top front courts here in the conference, and Chandler Roberts bounced back for her as she was scoreless in the loss against Baylor over the weekend, or this past week in the midweek. As down inside is Nagodu, she'll draw the contact against Suarez.
And just going back
her fourth foul.
Well, here you see Kayala Nagodu with a strong seal. I think Martha Suarez got a little, was caught peeking away out of position there. Kayala Nagodu with a strong seal. 2 free throws. And going back to Mahogany Chandler Roberts, for her coming in this game, she was only averaging about 6 points, 5 rebounds a game. So putting up 17 against a top 10 team can do wonders for your confidence as the season goes on.
Second effort here for the Knights as the offensive board. And now Satia Messer wants a quick reset here in the half court. With 3.5 minutes to go. Driving is Yancey, taking it away is Bigby. Just able to slash it out of her hands. And now a loose ball on the deck. Bigby will come out with it. And now Harmon will take it away. Here comes Leah Harmon laying it up and in as the defense to offense. Clara Silva, pass Scott as Silva is so talented. They're able to find the defense behind her, and the footwork and the easy lay-in up and good for Silva.
Getting all the way across that lane and extending out. Just a tough play to guard. Good finish by Clara Silva.
As hedged out, here's Harmon, still with her dribble. Harmon able to step through, but Silva able to get a piece from behind.
It is remarkable. She does such a great job of getting her hands high, keeping them high, and just affecting shots around the basket.
Feeding the post again, Silva, as she is having a field day right now here against Savannah Scott. Scott asking for a little weak side help from another teammate as back-to-back scores here for Silva down in the post.
Her go-to patented just seal and get to the other side. Just a ton of skill and touch by Silva on these last few possessions.
As I was alluding to, TCU, they will not try to fly back to Fort Worth until tomorrow because of those pending storms here across the country. So a mid-morning flight tomorrow. That's the hopes as opposed to later on this afternoon. Spinning is Bracey. Too strong. Rebound comes down to Marta Suarez. As these Horned Frogs, they'll be back in action coming up on Thursday at home against Kansas, where they are undefeated on the season. He's playing in Fort Worth as trying to leave it up was Bigby, can't get it to fall. As for the Knights, that murderer's row of 3 consecutive games of top 25 opponents continues on Wednesday when they travel out to Hilton Coliseum to take on Iowa State.
UCF is definitely in the midst of what they would look at as the gauntlet portion of their schedule. No easy games in these last few, but only opportunities to really just get better and see where you stack up against the nation's best.
Big first half here for TCU as they would go into the break with a 21-point advantage, as Mark Campbell's ladies again showing why they're one of the top defensive teams in the nation. As UCF would have just 16 points at intermission. And have competed here in this second half have been the Knights. As the final 50 seconds of basketball, here is Miles just beelining to the hole. So crafty with that one hand, shielding the defenders with her body and that offhand.
Her creativity around the basket is just beautiful to watch.
Bracey levitates and hits. Jacoria Bracey from downtown. Just her 4th three-pointer of the season. There's now 30 seconds remaining. Here is Miles. Just doing what she does as Olivia Miles. A quick first step, is able to get into the lane, and so good at scoring in traffic.
In Jersey, they say filet. That's exactly what that was. Ducking under the defense and still finishing the basket.
Mark Campbell's ladies, they will improve to 19-2 on the season, and tied atop those Big 12 standings with the Baylor Bears at 7-1 as they came into this one, the highest net ranking of any team in the Big 12 at 10. As they will go back to Fort Worth come tomorrow victorious, as bouncing back